Hello students, welcome back to my channel. So this is the continuation of the improper integrals. So in the last class we have solved some problems on the convergence of the improper integral of the first kind. So today also we consider few more example on that. So here the only difference, almost all the steps are same. The only difference in the integration part. Okay. So see here the first problem is that. So given that integral 1 to infinity x divided by 1 plus x whole cube into dx. So this can be written as, so here upper limit is infinity, therefore we change in terms of the limit, that is limit a tends to infinity integration 1 to a x. So see here in the integration part, here I will add 1 and subtract 1. Okay. Divided by 1 plus x whole cube dx. Why I am making this one means to make the integration part simplest. So see here on adding and subtracting we get x plus 1. So here x plus 1 term get cancels. Therefore we write it as limit a tends to infinity. We divide this integral as two integrals, that is integration 1 to a, this term one part x plus 1 divided by 1 plus x whole cube as the first integral, and minus same limits integration 1 to a 1 divided by 1 plus x whole cube dx. So this is the another integral. Now we can integrate easily. Limit, so this is only because to make the integration simple, okay, because we cannot integrate directly. Okay, now 1 to a, one term of x plus 1 get cancels, we get only two terms in the denominator. Okay, that is 1 divided by 1 plus x whole cube dx minus 1 to a 1 plus, sorry, this is whole square 1 plus x whole cube dx. Now this can be written as integration 1 to a. I will take this 1 plus x to the numerator, 1 plus x minus 2 dx minus 1 to a 1 plus x power minus 3 dx. On taking numerator, power becomes minus. Now we can integrate this by using x raised to n formula. So that is integration of x raised to n is x raised to n plus 1 divided by n plus 1. By using this formula, as limit a tends to infinity integration of 1 plus x raised to minus 2 is 1 plus x raised to minus 2 plus 1 is minus 1 divided by minus 1, and the limits are 1 to a. So minus integration of this one is 1 plus x power minus 2 plus 1 is equals to minus 3 plus 1 is equals to minus 2 divided by minus 2, and here also the limits are 1 to a. Now further simplifying we get limit a tends to infinity. Now we apply the upper limits and lower limits. We get, so on adding upper limits, this minus 1 I will write here minus 1 divided by, since here power is minus 1 is there, therefore we can write it as 1 divided by 1 plus, in the place of x we substitute a. Now minus of lower limit, already minus sign is there, minus into minus plus 1 divided by 1 plus x means 1 plus 1, which is equals to 2. Next, now come to this term, that is minus sign, minus into minus, it becomes plus 1 divided by 2, 1 divided by 1 plus x, that is 1 plus a whole square. Next, lower limit of minus, that is minus of lower limit, we get minus 1 divided by 2 1 divided by lower limit is 1. Therefore, in the place of x we substitute 1. 1 plus 1 is equals to 2. 2 whole square is equals to 4. Therefore, we write 1 divided by 4. Now further simplifying, we get limit a tends to infinity minus 1 divided by 1 plus a plus 1 divided by 2 plus 1 divided by 2 1 plus a whole square. This is minus 1 divided by 8. Now substituting the applying the limits, evaluating limits, we get minus 1 divided by 1 plus a means infinity plus 1 is equals to, we get infinity plus, so here 1 by 2 minus 1 by 8 is there. On taking LCM and simplifying, we get 3 by 8 plus, again adding limits here, that is a tends to infinity, we get 1 divided by infinity square is infinity, again we get 1 divided by infinity, or 1 by infinity is 0. 3 by 8 plus 0, we get 3 by 8. So 3 by 8 is finite. Therefore, we can say that given improper integral is convergent. Okay. Thus, we write given improper integral is convergent and it converges to 3 by 8. So we consider another example here. Second one, integration 1 to infinity dx divided by 1 plus x into root x. Okay. So we change this one as 1 to infinity dx 1 plus x root x. This can be written in terms of limit as a tends to infinity integration 1 to a dx 1 plus x root x. Now for integration I will substitute this root x as t, that is put root x equals to t, then differentiating this one, that is root x differentiation is 1 divided by 2 root x into dx into is equals to dt. Okay, so now we have to change the limit, that is when this x equals to 1, then t becomes x value equals to 1, then t is equals to root x means it is root 1 which is equals to 1, and when x equals to a, upper limit is a, therefore when x equals to a, then t value becomes root of a. Root of a is equals to, we get, t becomes root of a. Okay. Now the given integral can be written as limit a tends to infinity integral 1 to a. So we change this dx, that is by this one we can write dx, that is dx. I will keep this root x as it is, dx divided by root x equals 2. So send this to this side, you will get 2 into dt. Okay, therefore in the place of dx divided by root x I will write 2 dt. So it is 2 dt. Okay, so in the place of dx divided by root x we are keeping 2 dt. Next 1 plus x. So we know that x value is from this one, x value is equals to t square. Okay, so in the place of 1 plus x we write 1 plus, in the place of x we write t square, and when the limits are 1 to root a, therefore we change this one as 1 to root a. Okay, So that means we are changing all the x terms in terms of t. Therefore, we change even limits also. Limits are 1 to, new limits 1 to root a. Okay, therefore 1 to root a. So in the place of dx divided by root x, we write 2 dt. So in the place of 1 plus x, we write 1 plus t square. Now we can integrate this one easily. That is by using 1 divided by 1 plus t square integration, that is tan inverse of x. Therefore, this can be written as limit a tends to infinity, 2 taken outside, integration of 1 divided by 1 plus t square is tan inverse of t. And the limits are root a. We know that 1 divided by 1 plus x square difference integration is tan inverse of x. So therefore we write here in the place of x we have t square, therefore its integration is tan inverse of t. Now applying limits, we get limit a tends to infinity to tan inverse of root a minus lower limit tan inverse of 1, which is equals to 2. Now we evaluate this limit 2 as it is tan inverse of, in the place of infinity we have, sorry, in the place of a we have infinity, therefore this is tan inverse of infinity minus tan inverse of 1 is pi by 4. Further simplifying, we get 2 as it is tan inverse of infinity is pi by 2 minus pi by 4, which is equals to, so which is equals to 2 into pi by 2 minus pi by 4 is pi by 4, or this can be written as pi by 2 into 2. So thus pi by 2 is finite. We can say that the given integral is convergent and it converges to pi by 2. So since we are getting pi by 2 as a finite value, therefore we can say that given integral is convergent. Okay, if we are getting plus infinity or minus infinity, then we say given integral is divergent. Okay. Now consider another example. Solution. This integral can be written as limit a tends to infinity, integration 3 to a dx divided by x minus 2 whole square. So this integration is very simple. Limit a tends to infinity 3 to a. So I will take this one to the numerator, that is x minus 2, power becomes minus 2 dx, or this one is equals to limit a tends to infinity. Now integration of x minus 2 power minus 2 is, so by using the formula integration of x raised to n. Okay, so that is we get x raised to n plus 1 divided by n plus 1. So that is in the place of x we have x minus 2. Okay, n plus 1 means minus 2 plus 1 is minus 1 divided by minus 1, and the limits are 3 to a, or further simplifying we get limit a tends to infinity. This can be written as minus 1 divided by x minus 2 power 1, 3 to a. Now evaluating the limits, we get limit a tends to infinity minus 1 divided by x minus, a minus 2, minus into minus, minus of lower limit, therefore minus into minus plus 1 divided by 3 minus 2. 3 minus 2 which is equals to, we write directly 1 by 1 equals to, which is equals to 1, or evaluating limit, we get a tends to infinity means it is infinity. So that is minus 1 divided by infinity plus 1, which is equals to 0. Sorry, minus 0 plus 0 plus 1, we get 1. So again it is a finite value. Therefore we can say that given integral is convergent and it converges to the value 1. So up to here we have seen the problems where only either upper limit is infinite or lower limit is infinite. But in this case we can see that both the upper and lower limits are infinite. That is the third form. Okay. So in the rule you can see that if when the both limits are infinite, then we use the variable c. Okay. And we change into limit form and solve the problem. Okay. Now, so first this can be written as, by using another variable c, this can be written, the given integral can be written as, so minus infinity to a, sorry, I will use c, minus infinity to c dx divided by x square 2x plus 2. So we are keeping integrand as it is, only dividing these limits, plus again c to infinity dx divided by x square plus 2x plus 2. So this is the rule of, by the rule of definite integral. Now we convert these two integrals in terms of limit, that is, so where c is any integer. Now here you can see only lower limit is infinite and here upper limit is infinite. So therefore this given integral can be written as limit. Now I will choose a tends to minus infinity for this integral. Integration a to c dx divided by x square plus 2x plus 2 plus limit for this integral b tends to infinity integral c to b dx divided by x square plus 2x plus 2. So you can write this step directly, okay, by using the rule 3. So that is in the test of the convergence of the first kind, we have defined this limit. Okay, so by using that rule you can write the directly this step, or you can convert this into the, by using the properties of definite integrals, we can write this one this given integral as this. Okay, next we can apply the limits. Now the test for convergence can be done if both the limits are finite, then we say that given integral is convergent. Otherwise, if any one is infinite, then we say that given integral is divergent. Okay, therefore for the convergent we need both the limits are finite, otherwise that will be divergent. Okay, now we check one by one. Okay, the integral part is same for the both limit. Therefore now we evaluate this integral as, we change this denominator as, that is x square plus 2x plus 2 can be written as x square plus 2x plus 2 can be written as 1 plus 1. Now so this is the this term can be written as x plus 1 whole square. You can see here this is the x plus 1 whole square formula. Okay, plus 1 as it is. Okay, so that means in the place of x square plus 2x plus 2 we can write it as x plus 1 whole square plus So that is, this can be written as limit a tends to minus infinity, integration a to c dx divided by, in the place of this one I will write x plus 1 whole square plus 1 plus limit b tends to infinity, integration c to b 1 divided by x plus 1 whole square plus 1. Now we know that integration of 1 divided by x square plus 1 or 1 plus x square is tan inverse of x. So we use that formula. Then we get limit a tends to minus infinity. So in the place of x we have x plus 1. Therefore its integration is tan inverse of x plus 1. Limits are a to c plus, again its integration is tan inverse of x plus 1, and the limits are c to b. Now applying upper limits and lower limits, we get limit a tends to minus infinity. So applying upper limit, tan inverse of c plus 1 minus lower limit tan inverse of a plus 1 plus limit b tends to plus infinity as it is tan inverse of b plus 1 minus tan inverse of lower limit is c, therefore we get c plus 1. Now we evaluate this limit, that is, in the place of a we substitute minus infinity, and here for this term in the place of b we substitute plus infinity. So that is, we get tan inverse of c plus 1 as it is minus tan inverse of a plus infinity. Minus infinity plus 1 is equals to, we get minus infinity, plus tan inverse of b plus 1 means infinity plus 1 is equals to plus infinity is there, therefore we get plus infinity, minus tan inverse of c plus 1. So plus tan inverse of c plus 1 minus tan inverse of c plus 1 get cancels. So we get minus tan inverse of minus infinity is equals to minus pi by 2 plus tan inverse of plus infinity is plus pi by 2. So minus pi by 2 into minus is equals to plus pi by 2 plus pi by 2. Pi by 2 plus pi by 2 is equals to, we get pi. Therefore, so pi means it is finite value. Okay, you can observe that both the limits. So for the first limit we got pi by 2, and for the second limit we got pi by 2. That means both limit exists finitely. So this is also finite and finite. Okay, so both the limits exist finitely, therefore we can say that the given integral is convergent and it converges to the value pi. Consider one more example here. Integration minus infinity to plus infinity dx divided by e raised to x plus e raised to minus x. Solution. This can be written as, this given integral can be written as limit. So first, by using property of definite integral, you can write this one as integral minus infinity, use the variable c, dx divided by e raised to x plus e raised to minus x, plus integral c to plus infinity dx divided by e raised to x plus e raised to minus x. Okay, so if you write this one, then applying limit will be easy to you. So that is, for this one we take a tends to infinity a to c dx e raised to x plus e raised to minus x plus limit b tends to infinity integral c to, sorry, this is minus infinity, dx divided by e raised to x plus e raised to minus x. Consider this as equation 1. Now we integrate this one. Okay, so for that we consider dx divided by e raised to x plus e raised to minus x. So you divide and multiply both, by e raised to x, you will get integration e raised to x. So on multiplying, this becomes e raised to x into e raised to x is e raised to 2x. Now e raised to minus x into e raised to plus x cancels, we get 1 into dx. Or on further simplifying this one, we get, that means we put e raised to x equals to t, that it implies that e raised to x, that is differentiating this one, we get e raised to x into dx equals to dt. So in the place of e raised to 2x, that is e raised to 2x can be written as e raised to x whole square. Therefore e raised to x means it is t, we get t square. Therefore this integral becomes integration e raised to x dx means it is dt, e raised to 2x means t square plus 1. So further simplifying, integration of this one is, so now it is in the form of 1 divided by x square plus 1. Therefore we get tan inverse of t. Tan inverse of t means, so t value is e raised to x. So e raised to x. Okay. So that means the value of this integral is tan inverse of e raised to x. Now this equation 1 becomes, that is integration minus infinity to plus infinity dx divided by e raised to x plus e raised to minus x, limit a tends to minus infinity. So equation in the equation 1 we have this integral. Okay, so this integral value is now tan inverse of e raised to x. So substituting that value, we get tan inverse of e raised to x. Okay, and the limits are a to c, therefore it is a to c, plus limit b tends to infinity tan inverse of e raised to x, and the limits are c to b. Okay, so further simplifying this one, we get limit a tends to minus infinity tan inverse of, substituting upper limit, we get e raised to c minus tan inverse of e raised to a, plus now limit b tends to infinity. So simplifying this one, we get tan inverse of e raised to b minus tan inverse of e raised to c. Okay. Now evaluating limits, that means substituting in the place of a minus infinity, we get tan inverse of e raised to c as it is minus tan inverse of e raised to minus infinity, plus limit tan inverse of e raised to b means tan inverse of e raised to plus infinity minus tan inverse of e raised to c as it is. Now tan inverse of c, e raised to c minus tan inverse of e raised to c get cancelled. Further simplifying, we get minus tan inverse of e raised to minus infinity is tan inverse of 0, because e raised to minus infinity is 0. So this is minus tan inverse of 0 plus tan inverse of e raised to infinity is infinity. Okay. Next we get minus tan inverse of 0 is 0 plus tan inverse of infinity is pi by 2. Therefore we get pi by 2. So which is finite. Thus the given integral is convergent. Thus given integral is convergent and it converges to pi by 2. Thank you.